start to the day. I got up and had a nice hot shower and cooked myself some breakfast, did the clean up, and then cut myself some sandwiches for lunch and made a thermos of hot coffee and packed up some nibbles and some sunburn cream and everything I need for the day. And I'm heading to the place called the Mount Morass Game Reserve. It's just comes out of Lake Wellington, and it's the start of the Latrobe River. And my plan is to set the kayak up at the reserve and to paddle down to the swing bridge at Sale, which is a distance of about 13 kilometres each way. So it's an ambitious task. I have no idea how strong the current will be. I will be against the current on the way down, and I'll have the current helping me on the way back. So that's always nice on the return journey. If I don't get all the way, I won't be too devastated. It is a game reserve. There are something like 30,000 birds along the river there. I've got my rashi on, new garment I bought from Shark Skin, meant to be totally waterproof, and so far, just on a few tests at home, it's been fantastic. So it's long sleeve and keeps the sun off me, so we'll see how that goes today. Anyway, I'll talk to you as we go along, and enjoy the day with me. On my way down to the boat ramp for the wildlife reserve, but there's a lot of water over the road, and just walked down and had a look at it, and I'm not going to risk taking the car down there. Very isolated area, so I think I might go to plan B, which might be to drive to the other end of this paddle and do it in reverse. So going to try and turn the car around here, just parked here on the road. But if you have a look at this area, just magnificent. Anyway, I'm going to get back in the car and I'm going to see if I can find the other end of the paddle, because I'm just not going to risk that road in the car. If I had a four-wheel drive maybe, but I don't. So we'll go to the other end. Well, after a few false starts this morning, we're finally on the boat launching ramp at Sale. The Port of Sale, this is called. Built in the 1850s during the gold rush, I think. And they made a man-made canal from here down to the swing bridge. So it's a distance of about 8 k's each way, so it's a bit shorter than what I planned, but I used up a bit of the day with the plan A not working. So we're about to launch, getting underway, and looking forward to a good day all the same. Well folks, we've just put in at the Sale boat ramp at the Port of Sale, and paddling out. I did drive into the other side over there where those cars are parked. Found out there was a boat ramp on this side, so I drove around this side. So this is a man-made canal. Back in the 50s they had to get stock in and gold out, and they joined this river up with the Latrobe River with a man-made canal. But because it's over 100 years ago now, there's a lot of vegetation being established, so it looks like for all purposes a regular river, but it's actually a man-made canal. they're doing a bit of lawn mowing up here. There is a walking track all the way down on the side of the canal. A lot of people walking and some bike riders. So far I haven't seen any other watercraft. There's a commercial heritage steamer that comes down the canal for tourists. I think currently the sign said they're operating Wednesday to Saturday. They charge, I think it's $25 for them, a 2-hour trip. Same route I'm going back today, down to the swing bridge and back again. But I guess with them you might get a commentary, I don't know. I've told you about all I know about the canal. Certainly a lot of birds about. Well, you can hear them more than see them. Got myself a bit of clothing gear since my last paddle. I saw these socks on Amazon that were claiming to be waterproof socks, $30 a pair, and they had quite good reviews. Anyway, I bought a pair of those, and to my astonishment I could stand in the water getting in and out of the kayak and my feet never got wet. So I was very happy with those. Going out again in December, straight after Christmas. I'm going on the Canal River, which is right over near the border of South Australia, and going for about 5 days with the same Facebook meetup group called the Bag Boaters, paddling with them for 5 days on the Canal River. So that should be a bit of fun. It's a quiet river, it's a bit of a tourist trek, and I think it's now fully booked for that time, so the campsites will be quite nice, but they will be full, so I'm assuming that full will mean noisy. But anyway, we'll find out in December, won't we? Even here today, get the lovely noise of the birds, but we're very close to the main road and you can probably hear the traffic whizzing by, which takes away from the experience just a little, but it's a beautiful stretch of water here and enjoying it immensely. Well, I've arrived at the swing bridge. Come down from the sail docks, the port of Sale, and about 8 kilometres downstream. And here's the famous bridge. It's got quite a story to it. It no longer has cars go over it, but pedestrians and bikes. But there's another bridge nearby. But the old mechanism is all still there, and apparently it still lifts up when the larger boats come through. And that's where I've decided to pull up here. I've just pulled the kayak here on the bank, and there's some tables here. And here is the swing bridge from up on top. Currently going some sort of a restoration program for the local community. So not open to cars at present, but bikes and pedestrians come through here, as I said, and it goes right across the canal here. I swing back over this way, you'll see where we've come from this morning. A kayak over there, and down there is my picnic table. So this is the kayak I'm paddling. It's relatively new. I had the Advanced Element Sport prior to this, which was very similar in many ways, but quite a bit smaller, a metre shorter in length, and had very limited storage capacity. I got this one because I wanted something that had a bit more storage capacity in it, and in this front end of the boat, I tried the other day, I can fit my sleeping bag, my tent and my sleeping mat all in there with room to spare. And then I have my yellow deck bag. You'll see that in the video because I mount the GoPro on it. It isn't real steady, but it's steady enough to film for what I do. In that day bag I keep a small first aid kit, some sunburn cream and some insect repellent, and a few nibbles, nuts and chocolate bars, and some spare water. And then in the cockpit I've got my PFD there. That's the third one I've tried of those. It's a Yak one that's purpose built for kayaking, and I tried 2 others before that, and I'm very happy with that. Then in the cockpit you'll notice I have this cushion here, which was an addition that just gives me a little bit more comfort. And you'll see in there I've got some water. Always have water on hand in the cockpit. You go through quite a bit of water. And then behind my seat, it's not there now because I've taken it out, but I store a little esky there that I can keep things cold in, and put my lunch in there. And then I've got this storage hatch at the back which just velcros down, but I can fit quite a bit of storage right to the back. So I'm hoping that when we go camping I'll be able to store almost all my gear below the deck, even though it has these bungees on front and back that allow you to strap gear. You've got D-rings, the front zips are right open for easier access. Yeah, very happy with this boat. It's going very nicely, and it's been a good swap over for the other one. It's a little bit bigger, a little bit heavier. I noticed that when I'm carrying it from the car, it's a little bit more effort required. But apart from that, I've really been happy with it. So this one is the Expedition Elite from Advanced Elements, made in America but sold here in Australia by Emily from Oz Inflatable Kayaks up in Queensland, and she's been a delight to deal with, and that's where I've bought all my stuff from so far. Well, here we are arriving back at the port of Sale, back where we started from. Paddled a distance of 16 kilometres, 8 down to the bridge and then 8 back again. Well, just made it back from the Sale Bridge back to the port of Sale, and just checking the times, it took about 3.5 hours, so probably about half an hour for lunch, so about 3 hours of paddling. As I said, about 8 kilometres each way, so not a bad effort, and Very glad to get home though. It's quite warm, and I think I've drunk about 2 litres of water while paddling, so it's thirsty work. But just sitting here on the grass, the car's right here, and when I recuperate a little, I'll pack up and we'll head off.